ask you something. When was the last time you allowed yourself to hope? Not manage, not push through, just hope. Because I think there are people listening right now who aren't hopeless. You're just stuck. Stuck staring at the same season for so long that you've forgotten that there's anything else beyond it. And if that's you, I want you to stay right here with me. Welcome to Divine Living with Purpose. I'm Alesia, and today I want to talk about something that I've learned firsthand. There was a season in my life when I knew a chapter was coming to a close. My time in the military was ending, and even though I could feel it, I couldn't see what was next. But what I could feel was the grief, the fear, the uncertainty. And underneath all of it was this quiet sense that maybe my story wasn't ending. Maybe it was expanding, but I couldn't see it yet. And when you can't see beyond the season that you're in, hope tends to get a little quiet. Not gone, just quiet. That's actually where Divine Living with Purpose came from. Not in a moment of clarity, but in a moment of not knowing, a moment of uncertainty, a moment of fear, a moment of, I don't even know what to do next. And to be honest with you, I think that's where a lot of people are right now. The person who spent years building something and now wonders what's going to come next. To the parent whose children no longer need them in the same way anymore. To the professional who has hit every single goal and milestone in their career and still felt empty at the finish line. To the one who's been so strong for everyone else for so long that they've forgotten what it feels like to have some hope for themselves. I want you to know that you're not broken. You're not behind. You've just been so focused on the season that you're in that you've stopped looking beyond it. And the first thing I had to get honest with myself about was this. Sometimes hope doesn't disappear. Sometimes your vision just narrows and you can't move forward until you're willing to see that clearly. You know, a lot of times we get so consumed on day to day and week to week and month to month and year to year, and that all we have is just this tunnel vision of what's in front of us. And we stop looking beyond our current situation and our current circumstances. We stop dreaming for the possibility and the hope of a future that we can still have. Sometimes it's still there. The future that you want is still there. You just can't see it right now because you're so locked in on what's going on in front of you. But awareness alone didn't change any of that for me. I had to ask myself some harder questions. The first one was, what role am I playing in this? You know, it's easy to blame the season and it's easy to blame people for the reasons why you're stuck in your life right now. It's harder to ask how we've adapted to it. You know, things happen, life changes, seasons change, and then we adapt to it. Had I stopped giving myself permission to dream? Had I let my environment decide what was going to be possible for me? Had I become so busy managing today that I stopped imagining and dreaming about tomorrow? Those questions were super uncomfortable for me, but they were very, very necessary. Because here's what I've learned. Accountability isn't about punishing yourself for where you've been. It's about taking ownership of where you're going. And if you stop looking beyond this season, the only assignment right now for you is to start looking beyond this season. Once I got honest with myself, I had to figure out what actually needed to change in my life. And what I realized was this. The problem wasn't my circumstances. The problem was what I had been placing my hope in. A role, a title, a plan, a timeline. And without realizing it, I had attached my expectations for the future to things that weren't even guaranteed. And when those things started shifting, hope also shifted with it. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope is in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." He doesn't promise a clear timeline. He promises renewal. You don't need all the answers right now to move forward. You just need to know what you're anchored to. Jobs change, people change, seasons change, but God doesn't. And when your hope is anchored in Him, it doesn't just survive the season, it grows through it. And that's why I find myself coming back to the very heart of this series right now, the God who sees me. The God who sees you doesn't just see your pain. He doesn't just see your uncertainty. He doesn't just see your waiting. He sees beyond your current season. He sees what it could be. While you're living this chapter, He already sees chapters that haven't been written yet. He is not limited by the horizon that you're staring at. And because he sees beyond it, you don't have to be afraid of it. Your current season is not a verdict. It's not the final word. It is simply where you are right now. And what's ahead of you is still being written. And here's the realization that changed everything for me. I hadn't lost hope. I just lost sight of the possibility beyond the military and beyond what was right in front of me. I want you to know that hope doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when we stop looking beyond the season that we're in. Awareness helps us recognize it. Accountability helps us take ownership of it. Alignment helps us determine what needs to change. And transformation begins when we decide to move differently. Possibility returns when we begin looking beyond the season again. I want you to know that insight alone doesn't change anything. If hope is going to grow, it has to move. Hope didn't just return for me because I had all the answers. Hope returned because I finally started moving again. You don't have to wait for hope to show up before you take the next step. Just take the next step, and hope will meet you there. So I want to leave you with 3 questions for this week. I want you to write them down, say them out loud if you have to. Tell someone about it. Just don't let them stay in your head. Question number 1 is, what am I looking forward to? What am I looking forward to? Question number 2 is, what do I believe is still possible for me? Question 3 is, what is one step I can take toward that future this week? Not someday, but this week. Because transformation is not a feeling. It's a decision followed by a deliberate step. And that step doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. In closing, I want you to know that you have not lost hope. You just lost sight of possibility. And I know because I've been there, grieving what was ended, afraid of what was coming, uncertain of what was next, but curious enough to take the next step. And that step changed everything. Your current chapter is not your whole story. Your current environment is not your entire future. The God who sees you also sees beyond this season. And maybe today, that's exactly where hope begins. Not with answers, not with a plan, just a decision to look up, to look beyond the season, and to take one step towards what's next. This is Alesia with Divine Living with Purpose, and I'll meet you right there next time.